So I went to Scotland recently. We stayed in Edinburgh, did a bunch of super fun things there, working on a video about that. We also toured a distillery in Glasgow, working on a video about that. But I haven't made much progress on either video because I got a new job and it's taking up a bunch of my time. So I'm going to bang out a quick tasting video about a bottle I brought back from the distillery. This is New Make Spirit from the Clydeside Distillery. It's made from 100% malted barley, and even though it's had water added to it, clocks in at 63.5% ABV. Typically, the contents of this bottle would mature to become Clydeside single malt, but they do set some aside which you can only buy at the distillery, which I think is awesome. Because while most new distilleries start off by selling either gin or vodka, Clydeside started with what is essentially Scottish White Dog. And for what it's worth, the gentleman who introduced me to this bottle told me it's not uncommon for Scotch distilleries to sell their unaged spirit in 20 cl bottles. So let's check it out. At 63.5%, obviously the first thing you get is ethanol, but after that, I get loads of pear. Thick, viscous, doesn't take long for this to coat the inside of your mouth, and pear is the number one flavor that I get, followed closely by green apple. A little bit of freshly cut grass too, but the vegetal notes are dominated by the pear, which is very not what I expected. But hey, the essence of whiskey production is stuff like this getting into a long-term relationship with the barrel and emerging a totally different person, so it really isn't surprising that this doesn't taste anything like I expected it to. And for kicks, I am going to add a couple drops of water to it. Excuse me. Adding a little bit of water actually gives you more alcohol in the nose. It also changes the aroma of the pear, whereas before I got ripe pear, now I get slightly underripe pear, if that makes any sense. Oilier, but also easier to drink. Definitely reminds me of Poire William if you've had that. So a question I definitely had trying this is who would drink this, when, and why? It is, after all, something of a curiosity, but definitely not a novelty. If you're a big Scotch head and want insight into an aspect of its production that you probably aren't familiar with, this is a no-brainer. I also think it would make a lovely after-dinner sipper. What I do not think it was made for was to be put into cocktails, but I'm going to try that anyway.
A few moments later.
Done. Now I don't have a whole lot of this stuff, so I can't go hog wild experimenting, so I did a basic sour. My go-to spec is 2-ounce spirit, 3/4 lemon, 3/4 simple, but because this stuff is so strong, I took the liberty of bumping the spirit down to 1.5. Cheers. Dislike, but not for the reasons that you would think. The truth is, I don't like most Scotch cocktails because there's something in the chemical compound that, when combined with other ingredients, makes it taste like soap to me, and I'm definitely getting that here. That said, I think most people would probably like this. Bare minimum, they wouldn't say it tastes like soap. Frankly, I'm a little disappointed. I wanted to love this, but knowing my track record with Scotch cocktails, I should have known better. But now that I'm thinking about it, stirring this with a semi-sweet aperitif wine like Cookie Americano would probably be pretty good. Next time. So the moral of the story is, visit Scotland, go to a distillery, and try and talk them into letting you taste some of their product right off the still. Unless you're at Clydeside, in which case you can just go to the gift shop and buy a bottle. But if you're like me and have a sketchy track record with Scotch cocktails, don't bother mixing it. You'll be disappointed. If you liked it, consider subscribing if you haven't already. If there's something you think I should try, let me know in the comments. Take care, and drink more Scotch.
Turn camera.